In many Sunday school classes, story alteration offenses are considered especially common. In the city of Houston, the dedicated students who reveal these deceptive substitutions are members of a select school known as the University of Houston. These are their findings.
Once upon a time, there lived a king. Like other kings, he had a really neat castle to live in and a lovely little kingdom to rule. But unlike other kings, this king spent most of his time in the bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, his name was George. King George.
The sexy cucumber here named George, well, his name's really David. King David.
You see, the kingdom was at war. The Great Pie War, to be exact.
They weren't really being creamed by delicious pie. They were brutally killed.
And usually, when a kingdom was at war, the king would, help.
It'll have to wait, Louis. First thing first. Right, Ducky?
King George loved to take baths, but most of all, King George loved his rubber ducky.
Some kings love horses, and some kings love cattle. Some kings love leading their troops into battle. But me, I'm not like that. I find that stuff yucky. I'd much rather stay in my tub with my ducky. Because I love my duck.
Sir, if I could have a minute?
Love my duck.
There are some things we must discuss.
I love my duck.
See, there's a war and, well, we're in it.
Love my duck.
Though I don't mean to make a fuss.
Then don't, because I love my duck.
I don't know why I even bother.
Love my duck.
You just can't reason with this guy.
Because I love my duck.
It's time to face the facts. I think we're all a little stuck.
So let the army run amok.
Oh boy, we're really out of luck.
Because I love my... Hey, what's that? It's beautiful. I want it.
What? The house?
No, the ducky.
You mean the beautiful naked woman bathing on her roof across the way? Yeah, no, that's not a ducky. That's Bathsheba.
Oh, but you already have a ducky.
What are you saying? That I shouldn't have whatever I want?
Well...
I must have it, I must get it, you must go and get it for me. If you want me to be happy, then you'll show me you adore me. Don't rest another minute till it's sitting here before me. If you wanna do your best, I would suggest you go and bring me back that duck.
But sir, if I could just jog your memory, you already have quite a few duckies.
Those are yesterday's duckies. Now go and get that duck!
But King George, we can't just barge in and take Thomas's duck.
Why not?
Well, he'll tell people, and then everyone will think you're gonna come in and take their stuff. You can't run a kingdom that way.
No, all right. Well, then we'll have to do something about Thomas.
What?
Come in! Ah, Frederick! My favorite general. How goes the war?
As Louis has told you, the pie war has grown ferocious.
Ah!
We need more men.
You know, I believe Thomas would like to help.
Who's Thomas, you ask? That's Uriah the Hittite.
Thomas? He's rather small.
He's surprisingly strong for his size.
As you wish, sire. Your Highness.
And one more thing, Cedric. Put Thomas at the front of the battle, then have everyone else step back.
Seems kind of drastic for just a little ducky, but let's just say this ducky was pregnant.
All right, follow me, and try to act inconspicuous. Now I'm happy. Let's have a look at it. This is the most perfect ducky the world has ever known. It's time for a bath. Who could that be? Come in.
Thomas!
Yes, Thomas. Back so soon?
It was astounding. There he was, alone at the front line. But he never gave up. He stood his ground, and this little fellow single-handedly stopped the advancing horde.
He did?
He's a war hero, sire.
Yes. Well, Thomas, Incoming! Boysenberry at 3 o'clock! I'm sorry.
I'm afraid he's lost his mind, sire. The trauma of war.
In the arms of the angel.
Yeah, don't be fooled by this happy ending. He's dead.
From here.
Now, finally, I can take that bath.
Oh, I feel just terrible.
Oh, that's all right. I still have time for my bath.
What? Are you the only one you think about?
No, I've been thinking about this ducky for quite some time now. Since Thomas has lost his marbles, he won't be needing it. So come on, help me out with that bath. Oh, great. Come in.
I have to tell you a little story.
Oh, and this guy's name is Nathan. He's trying to knock some sense into David.
There once was a man, a very poor man. He had next to nothing, just a little lamb. But he loved it like a son, and he fed it from his hand. Yes, there once was a very poor man. Then one day, there was a guest at the house of the rich man. What did he do? Have you guessed to feed the guest of the rich man?
Well, let's see. He had plenty of sheep, so he could just share one of his sheep. Not a problem.
The rich man took to feed his guest the very, very poor man's lamb.
What? Is that a true story?
As surely as I stand before you today, my story is true.
Who is he?
Oh, King George, you are that man. Here is what you must do. Ask God to forgive you. Ask Thomas to forgive you. And then
Yes?
make it right. He figured a nice hot bath in the royal tub would help Thomas.
Hello? Here, let's clean you up a little.
And sure enough, he was right.
Hey, where am I? Wow, big tub. Am I in heaven?
Yep, still dead.
No, silly. It's just my bathtub. I've got something for you.
My ducky.
King George told Thomas what he had done and asked Thomas if he could forgive him. After thinking it over a bit, Thomas said yes. Then King George prayed and asked God to forgive him too. Yes, sir, being forgiven felt really great. And the people he had hurt, Thomas and even Louis, by making him do things Louis knew were wrong, felt much better once they knew King George was really sorry.
Basically, Bathsheba was minding her own business when King David noticed her. He then kidnapped her and probably raped her. Yeah, he was selfish and Uriah was killed because of David. But the moral of the story isn't to share. The moral of the story is don't steal people and don't rape them. Yeah, really.
Don't you forget about me.